And of course, from a production standpoint on the farm, the 4th of July tends to be a critical time as well, something that Ray Brownfield knows so well. Our friend who keeps track of what's going on in the ag real estate market, LandPro LLC. Yeah, you must be one of the busiest guys in the world these days.
It's fantastic. I was telling somebody else today, I'm probably as old as dirt, and somebody said, Ray, you're probably right about this. I have never seen the agricultural real estate market ever in my whole career this aggressive. Never.
The prices just seem to keep on climbing.
They do, and there's good reason for that. I believe there's been a fair amount of cash come into the agricultural sector in the last couple of years. Some pretty nice government payments in many cases, which we cash the checks. And also, we've got lower interest rates, which until probably mid-22 maybe, that'll change perhaps. Not much on the markets. It's a supply-demand type ratio here. And it's a good long-term investment, a hedge against inflation. And we're headed for inflation, as we know. So there's a lot of reasons people are seeking land. It's just really something they want. And as I say, not much there, so that creates more demand.
It's the perfect storm, it seems. And farmers are still active buyers, correct?
They are, and it's good. I'm glad that they are. Frankly, if it's adjoining to them, which is usually the case, maybe smaller acreages, maybe not, they're very competitive buyers. It makes sense to them for the long term, for their families, for their states. Long-term investment, that's what they want, that's what they know, and that's what we hope they can own.
With the tax changes hanging out there, what effect has that had? Has that shoved more people to the door, or were they just too late to do this?
What we know is maybe coming out of Washington, D.C., and yet to be known, but probably there will be changes in basis, maybe in the capital gains taxes, estate taxes. We think that's got people really thinking. The fact is, we have people talking to us about listings right now just because of that concern, and they're hoping it's not retroactive. And we hope it's not either. So it does have people concerned and really thinking seriously about maybe it is time to think about selling their farmland.
The fund investors, very active?
No, not necessarily. They haven't been for quite some time. We see Argentines, yes, we do see them, and they've been coming to this country for quite some time. It's more like Argentina. They like what they see here. They like larger acreages, and yes, that is probably one of the few groups I've seen that's actively involved.
I may have misspoke. You're addressing foreign investment, right?
Yes.
You know, there was a time, I remember when that had to be reported on an annual basis by the federal government. So we had a pretty good grasp. Is that not done anymore? I haven't seen a report on this in years.
It is. It still has to be. USDA tracks it. If in each county, when you sign up to any government programs, they have to report it that there's foreign ownership. So yeah, it's out there, but it's just not terribly big at this point in time.
The funds, I guess, the Wall Street crowd I'm talking about, have they piled a lot of money, and do they continue to do so?
They do. They're there. They really are usually on larger tracts. The numbers have to work. I mean, it's strictly return on investment, long term, and it's usually a 10 to 15-year hold because of how it's structured. They do at some point in time have to sell those properties out. So they're there. They're very judicious. They do a lot of good work, and when it comes time to buy a farm.
I have some more questions for you. I want to talk about the ramifications of sky-high land prices. I want to do that a little bit later. Don't go far away.
Okay.
We need to take a look at some of the numbers the USDA brought forward this week. Mr. Pearson, there's somebody with you that we know so well, and you have plenty to talk about from what the government showed us earlier this week.